Hello students, welcome to online course of Mechanical Measurement and Metrology. Myself Abhishek Trivedi from Mechanical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. We are discussing measurement of the screw thread and gears. In the previous lecture, we have completed the first portion of the chapter, that is the measurement of the screw thread, in which we have discussed the number of methods for the measurement of the effective diameter of the screw thread, like two-wire method, three-wire method. Then we have discussed how we can select a best wire size by using the equation dB is equal to p by 2 sec theta by 2, where theta, that is the thread angle, and the p, that is the pitch of the given thread. Today we are going to start our second portion of the chapter, that is the measurement of the gears. As we have already discussed that the gears are widely used and it is a very useful element in the mechanical industries for purpose of the power transmission, for the purpose of the motion transmission. We are preferring the gear as a most widely used element in the mechanical industries. So first of all, let us understand what is a gear, and then we are going to discuss the different parameters which are going to be measured in terms of gear measurement. So let us start with the concept of the gears. Gears. Basically, power transmission is the movement of energy from its place of generation to where it is applied to perform the useful work. We can say that power can be transmitted from place of generation, it means from the generator side, to where it is going to be used, let's say home appliances, or we can say the consumption area. To transfer the power from here to there, we are supposed to require the transmission lines, and in the particular transmission lines the gears are also very much useful setup. You know the IC engines. IC engines are used in the cars, bike. So what is happening in the particular IC engine? Outside the engine portion, there is a shaft which is coming out from the engine, and this shaft is known as the engine shaft, which is going to generate the power. This particular shaft is attached with the set of the gears. This particular shaft is attached with the set of the gears. And due to the attachment of the set of the gears, or we can say due to the attachment of the particular gearbox, the particular power of the engine shaft can be changed. We can decrease, increase, or we can restrict the power as per the gear combinations, and then this is attached with their driving setup, or we can say driving wheels, or we can say any moving object which we are supposed to drive. This is the basic concept of the gear setup, how the gear will use. By using the gear train, or we can say by using the combination of the gears, we can transfer the power from the engine to your driving system. This is the basic concept of the gear power transmission. A gear, that is a component within the transmission device that transmit the rotational force to another gear or another devices. In actual practice, or we can say in many of the time, we are using two types of gears, or we can say we are using the two different forms of the gear. The two forms of the gear are defined. Two forms of the gear are defined from the profile of the gears. What we are supposed to do? We are generating the profile. So after the generation of the profile, we can define the gears in the two basic categories, that are cycloidal gears, and the second one, that is the involuted gears. The cycloidal gears are further distributed in the two subcategories. The first one, that is the hypocycloid, and the second one, that is the epicycloid. These are the further classification of the cycloidal gears. Now, what is involute in cycloidal gears? So basically, involute gears are the gears in which a single profile has been generated during the manufacturing of the particular gear setup. What we are supposed to do? We are using a simple tool which is going to move from one position to another position, and it will generate the gear profile in a single cut. This is known as a simple involute gears. Whereas in the cycloidal gear, this is the case of the cycloidal gear in which a single tool will generate the two different profile. The first one, let's say that is the epicycloid, over which this is the epicycloid, then hypocycloid will be generated, then there is a dual station, or we can say tool changing time, again epicycloid and then hypocycloid. So we can say that during the manufacturing of the gear, we are using the two different profile at a time in the cycloidal profile, whereas here we are using only a single different profile, or we can say only a single profile has been used in the involute gear manufacturing processes. The classification of the gear teeth according to the forms of gear, that is the cycloidal gear, in which epicycloid and hypocycloid are classified, and the second, that is the involute teeth, or we can say involute profiles. Mostly they are preferring the cycloidal teeth profile, but in some cases we are also using the involute as well. We cannot ignore any of the profile, like involute is a based, or we can say cycloid is a based. Both are the based, but as per the requirement of the manufacturing form, as per the requirement of the mechanical setup, which particular profile has to be selected is going to be designed. Now we are going to discuss a basic terminology of the gears, how the gears can be defined, what are the different parameters that a gear has to be fulfilled, what are the basic dimensions of the gear, and how the gears can be useful in the mechanical industries. So in the particular gear, here you can check, this is the section view of the gear in which the two teeth has been provided. What we are supposed to do, we are going to discuss each and every parameter, or we can say we are going to discuss each and every terminology from the base of the particular figure. The figure shows a basic cross-sectional section view of the gear teeth. In the particular setup, first of all, let us understand the different circles. A very basic circle that we are going to discuss, that is the pitch circle, the central circle here. This is the pitch. You can check from the figure. This is going to be the pitch circle. The circle which is passing through the center of the almost center of the gear, that is the pitch circle. Because the particular pitch circle, or we can say the diameter of the pitch circle, that's a PCD. It is a very important dimension, it is a very important element for the selection of the gears. Suppose you are moving in the market and you have to purchase some sort of the gears, then what you are supposed to ask, you are asking that provide me the gears having the PCD, let's say 250 mm, and having the module, let's say 4 mm. So these are the two basic dimensions which define the gears in the local market as well. So PCD, or we can say pitch circle diameter, is a very important parameter. So pitch circle itself is a very important parameter. Now start with the pitch circle. So pitch circle, to understand the pitch circle, first of all you have to understand the pitch point. Let us discuss pitch point, then we are going to discuss the particular pitch circle. Pitch point is the point at the intersection of the line of center and line of action. Mark my word over here. We are discussing pitch point. Pitch point is the intersection point between the line of center and line of action. Pitch point is the intersection point of the line of center and line of action, and the circle passing from the pitch point and having the center as the center of the gear. Remember once again, the circle which is passing from the pitch point and having the center as the center of the gear. The circle itself is known as the pitch circle. Then the pitch circle diameter. The diameter of the particular pitch circle, that is the pitch circle diameter. Once again, remember this pitch point, that is the point of intersection between the line of centers and the line of action. Then the circle which is passing from this particular pitch point is known as a pitch circle, and the diameter of this particular circle is known as a pitch circle diameter. Do remember one thing, pitch circle, that is the imaginary circle. No any actual circle available on the gear profile which is known as a pitch circle. We are imagining that we are getting the pitch circle over here just because of the pitch circle falls in the average height at the gear profile. So we are using the pitch circle as a basic circle which is useful for generating the matting design. Then pitch point, we have already discussed what is the pitch point. Pitch point is the point of intersection between the line of action and line of center, is known as the pitch point. Then the pressure angle. Pressure angle is the angle between the tooth profile and the radial line at the pitch point, is known as the pressure angle. Pressure angle is also a very important parameter for the definition of the gears. We have designed a number of pressure angles, but widely used pressure angles are 14.5 degree pressure angle and 20 degree pressure angle. We are using these two particular pressure angles in a very wide varieties. We have designed the so many profile on basis of this 14.5 and 20 degree. Like we have stud length gear profile, we have full length gear profile, which is totally based on the 14.5 degree and totally based on the 20 degree itself. So by using the particularly stud length or the full length teeth as well as the different pressure angle, let's say 14.5 and 20 degree, is define the different combinations of the particular gear profiles. So we have discussed four definition. First one, that is the pitch point, the point of intersection at the line of control, at the line of center and line of action. Then the circle passing from that particular point is known as a pitch circle. Diameter of the circle itself, it's a pitch circle diameter. Then we have discussed the pressure angle. Then addendum. Now we are going to discuss all the terms from the figure. Here we have the pitch circle. Then we have addendum. Here this particular point is known as the addendum point. Now what is addendum? Addendum is the linear distance between this particular point to this particular point. We can say that the radial distance between the pitch circle and the addendum circle, we can say that the radial distance between the pitch circle and the addendum circle is known as the addendum, or we can say that again, the linear distance between the pitch circle, check on the figure, the linear distance between this particular pitch circle and the top circle which is passing from the top edge of the teeth profile. The top circle which is passing from the top edge of the teeth profile. The linear distance between these two circles is known as the addendum. Same as dedendum, the linear distance between the pitch circle and the circle which is passing from the bottom edge of the teeth profile is known as the dedendum. Then addendum circle, the circle passing from the top of the all teeth, the circle which is passing from the top of this particular teeth, the circle passing from this particular teeth. Then the imaginary circle which is passing from the all the top of the teeth, the circle is known as the addendum circle. Then we have dedendum circle, the circle which is passing from the bottom of the all the teeth. Then the particular circle is known as the dedendum circle. This is known as the root circle, or we can say dedendum circle. Then circular pitch. Then next one, that is the circular pitch. Circular pitch shows the distance between the point on the one teeth, the same point on the adjacent teeth. The distance between these 2 points is known as the circular pitch. Once again, remember this circular pitch. Circular pitch is the linear distance between the point on the one teeth, the same point on the corresponding teeth is known as the circular pitch. Then diametral pitch. Diametral pitch shows the average number of teeth in the 1 inch of the diameter PCD. 1 inch of the PCD is known as the diametral pitch, DP. Diameter pitch, once again remember, diameter pitch shows the ratio of the number of teeth to the pitch circle diameter, but remember here pitch circle diameter is taken in the value of inch instead of mm. Then module. Module is the ratio of the pitch circle diameter to the number of teeth, where pitch circle diameter is taken in the mm, micrometers. Then clearance. Clearance is the radial distance. Once again remember this, clearance is the radial distance between the bottom of the one tooth profile and top of the matting teeth profile is known as the clearance. Suppose one gear is on the top hand side and the another gear is on the bottom hand side, then whatever the radial distance is generated between the top of the one teeth profile, top of the one gear profile and the bottom of the another matting gear profile is known as the clearance. Then total depth. Total depth, that is the value of addendum of the one gear and the value of dedendum of the matting gear is known as the total depth, or we can say working depth. Then face. Face is a surface on the teeth profile above the pitch circle line is known as the face value. This is the particular face. Then same way flank. Flank is also the surface on the teeth profile below the particular pitch circle line. So this is known as the flank. Flank itself covers the fillet radius of the gear as well. Then the top line. Top line means the top surface of the particular gear profile is known as the top line. Once again check all these particular terms. We have left with the tooth space. Tooth space means the point on the one end of the tooth to the same point on the next starting point of the tooth. The distance between these two particular points is known as a tooth space. The space available for inserting the matting teeth is known as a tooth space. Tooth thickness, the point on the one teeth, the same point on the same teeth on the opposite side is known as a tooth thickness. So I can write it as a circular pitch is equal to tooth thickness plus tooth space is known as circular pitch. So once again we are going to recall all this. We have left with the face width. The total width of the gear tip profile is known as a face width. We have started with the basic pitch circle, then pitch point, pitch circle diameter, then module, then addendum, dedendum. On the basis of the addendum, dedendum, we have designed addendum circle, or we can say root circle. Then we have defined pitch circle, pitch surface element, then working depth, face, flank, tooth thickness, tooth space, circular pitch, total depth, clearance, and the clearance circle, or we can say working or the depth circle. I hope you are properly clear about the basic gear terminology and which particular terminology are very much useful in the particular definition of the gear. To remember the one pitch circle diameter, then the value of module, and at the end the pressure angle is also defined as a phi. These three are the very important parameters for definition of the gear. If you have to define the gear or if you have to design the gear, these three values is more than enough for designing the whole gear design. So to remember all the definition properly. Okay, over here we are winding our lecture. What we have discussed today, we have started with the basic concept of the gear, how the gears are useful, what is the basic classification of the forms of the gear according to the profile of the teeth, like the cycloidal gears and the involuted gears. In the cycloidal, we have further subdivided the cycloidal profile in the two subcategories. First one, that is the epicycloid, and the second one, that is the hypocycloid. And at the end of the session, we have discussed the gear terminology. We have discussed so many definitions which are directly related to the technicality of the gear profiles. So here we are winding our lecture. From next lecture, we are going to start the basic measurement of the gear profile, which particular parameters are very much useful for the definition of the gear and how the gear measurement has been done. We are going to design in the upcoming lecture. Till then, thank you.